Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for the opportunity to present the Europe Challenge today with you. We are very honoured to be able to have this opportunity. My name is Nicola Mullinger. I am from the European Cultural Foundation, which is based in Amsterdam. Today, we are joined by 3 Europe Challenge teams who have been working on processes themselves as librarians and community members, and they would like to tell you about some of their experiences. I will do a brief introduction to start today, tell you a little bit about the programme. Then we will move on to HAT from Belgium, who will tell you about their work with youngsters. Then we will move to Repairing Our Planet Together, one at a time, from Italy. And then we will move to co-creating healthcare solutions in Belgium. Now I will share with you a presentation to explain a little bit more about our work. The Europe Challenge, this is about what we have learned together. And this is about together means communities and libraries across broader Europe. Did you know there's over this many libraries in Europe? Can you imagine? That's what we thought. What can we do if we work together? It's been an interesting journey post-pandemic of putting this program together, but we realized that libraries are one of the safest places in the world for most of the general public to use. We also recognize that a lot of people are experiencing social isolation, inequality, disinformation, climate problems, and other local challenges. So we had the idea, what about bringing libraries as safe spaces and the communities that use those libraries together and see how they could change and make local impact. The program looks like this. People can apply through an open call, which we announce every year. People, that means libraries and their communities, of up to €10,000, and they can receive a year-long learning program. That looks like, how do you talk about your program? How do you talk about your library? How do you talk about your work? And the opportunity to meet other libraries, librarians and their communities, mentoring program, traveling, and a final event which happens in Amsterdam, hosted by one of our partners. It's a very transparent process, and we've experienced really positive feedback from our partners and the people who help us put the program together. They look like this. We don't do this alone. The European Cultural Foundation started this program. It's a foundation that's nearly 70 years old, and its purpose is to help cultural dialogue and create safe spaces across Europe. And we have several funders who we've brought together over the years who've graciously been interested in the project. Foundation Cariplo, the Scottish and the Arts Council of England, and the German lotteries. And we work with partners to help us deliver this program. These partners are experts in fields such as pitching, storytelling, fundraising, advocacy, that the librarians and the community can learn from. So, what did we do in the last 3 years? This is what we did. We started. Crook, who is going to talk about their healthcare solutions, was one of the first libraries to join. There was only 7 libraries there, and now we're working with 57 libraries and communities. That means in 3 rounds of the program, we have nearly 100 libraries and communities involved. We are really impressed to see also the kind of work they have managed to achieve. If you look at the solutions, what they are trying to solve, this is the breakdown of the areas of expertise and impact they are making. It is truly impressive to see the diversity. So, for example, I mentioned before, social cohesion, active citizenship, equal rights, inclusion, climate urgencies. But what's really interesting, well, personally, I find really interesting, is what kind of libraries find out about us. We have the big libraries, the big, beautiful libraries, and they're fantastic. But we also have volunteer-led libraries, prison libraries, school libraries, libraries that are on an island in the middle of nowhere in some beautiful but very remote place. And we also have people who are working with communities who are really making impact on issues that are very important to many of us. Immigration, assisting or working with refugees, mental health, people who have dementia, students, people without homes. The list is really, really broad. So this is where we are. This was the last round. This year we received 126 applications. This is the money we were able to give away. And amazingly, we had 10 new countries apply and get through and join the program. So we have 24 countries represented in this round and 57 places represented around Europe. And it's amazing. We have people setting up beehives in Spain. We have feminist libraries starting up in Tirana. We have the repair cafes in Italy. The list is really, really incredible. So I'm coming to the end of my presentation, and I'd like to give you a little bit of an overview of what people have said about the program. Now, this is actually what we've gathered anonymously. We have made sure that people could feel free to say what they would like. And these slides speak for themselves, or these yellow comments speak for themselves. But I wanted to talk about one. What we hear from librarians and community members is a lot about confidence. It's a lot about how they can connect with their community and how their community can really feel important that they've made local change. Not just important for themselves, but important so that everybody has a better situation in that local context. And how the library itself feels that too. I point your attention to the slide at the bottom. 100% of participants said that the program strengthened their library's role as a relevant and open public space. We really feel like that was what we wanted to achieve from the beginning. This was the feedback. These were the words from the people in the program. And lastly, these were the main things that we have learned so far on the program. This is what we have been told. This process with people coming together, working peer-to-peer in a non-hierarchical way or a minimal hierarchical way takes time. People have to learn how to trust each other, work with money and budgets and institutions and structures that they are not necessarily used to. There is always a complexity in a local context, but the results and the journey of that learning and how the Europe Challenge program can support that is really phenomenal, the results. Here's our website, and I will now introduce Hack. Denisa, thank you so much for joining us today.
Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Denisa, and today I will explain to you how Aarhus managed to attract young library users through Hack. We are Aarhus, an open knowledge center library in the Belgian city of Roeselare. We are a city of 66,000 inhabitants. In 2019, we rolled out a pilot project involving around 150 young people called HACK. HACK aims to make the Aarhus Knowledge Center Library more relevant to young people. Through a program of activities based on their own expertise, led by expert professionals or local heroes, they provide opportunities for other young people from underrepresented communities to learn and develop new skills, share knowledge, and engage with their community. 4 or more community meetings have been taking place each week, led by the 12 talented local heroes, aged 16 to 24, with a range of diverse skills, from music producers to graphic designers. In the next slide, we're going to listen to Nico, our local hero of Hack Fashion, who's going to tell you more about his experience in Hack.
Hi, my name is Nico. I've been coming to Hack for 2.5 years and I've been a local hero for 1 year now. I really like coming here to help young people design t-shirts, design things that they like to wear or that they want to give to their parents as a present. And coming to Hack has really helped my communication skills towards people and has made me more open and really helped me to learn to design stickers, t-shirts, and it's a really fun place to hang out and everyone can feel safe here, so that's why I keep coming back.
Our challenge was to consolidate Hack and broaden its reach. The next phase involved our local heroes taking charge of shaping Hack's future with full participation in all aspects of decision-making, budget management, but also activity planning. We wanted to create a collaborative model, not only to establish full participation, but also to ensure the library is a place where young people feel represented and are welcome. As part of this process, we organized local hero meetings where different topics were discussed, such as budgeting, social media, future planning, etc. We also experimented with diverse methods and settings. This was led by an external consultant. One of the findings that we thought was interesting was that most youngsters preferred a serious setting instead of playful methods. But we are thankful to now have a model that we can use for future participation by local heroes. Due to some staff changes and interference of other projects in the city during the challenge, we encountered some delays in starting this project, but in the end, we are happy we managed to implement our solution. During this process, we learned that our youngsters are satisfied with the new level of participation and don't expect anything more. But we still aim to let Hack grow further, attract new youngsters, and offer new opportunities. In the next slide, Nico is going to tell you how he experienced the Europe Challenge.
Thanks to the Europe Challenge, I feel like every local hero has learned to talk to each other more, and we have learned to discuss our finances, our projects, and I feel like every local hero is getting more closer towards their Hack, and we encourage each other to keep going on, and there's a bigger bond between everyone, so that if there's a problem we can help each other, or if something is lost we can ask each other, and I feel like it's been a great improvement.
Okay, so to wrap things up, I would like to share with you our insights on working with youngsters, because working with youngsters has its challenges. It is important to try and find a balance between voluntary work and taking on responsibility. Youngsters are sometimes hard to reach, they change their minds a lot and tend to forget some of the promises they made. But still, working with them feels very rewarding because everything you do together creates impact. Be aware of the fact that not everyone knows how to approach this community. It is our responsibility as youth workers or community librarians to educate our colleagues and other professionals on the fact that you can't take advantage of them, because youngsters know when they are not being respected for who they are, and you don't want to lose their trust. So make it your primary goal to always be transparent and authentic on what you expect of them and what they can expect of you. That's how the relationship will last the longest and will be the most fruitful. I'm at the end of my presentation. I thank you for your attention and wish you all the luck on working with this community.
Thank you very much. That was fantastic to hear about. And now can we hear from Concesio, please? Or hello, all three of you.
Hi.
Hi. Bye.
Bye. Hi, I'm Matilde and I represented the library during the European Challenge.
Hi, I'm Margherita and I'm the community representative.
Hi, I'm Marco Ardesi. I'm the director of the public library. Okay, it's unusual to see this kind of stuff in a public library, but that's it. We decided with our community to repair one object at a time to start repairing our planet.
We are here to share our Restart project. There are mainly two challenges that we set out to solve, and both are motivated by our great interest in the environment and sustainability. The first challenge regards the issues of hyperconsumption and extreme waste production, while the second concerns the consumer's right to repair. We estimated that every year, 2 billion tons of objects end up in landfills, but many of these objects could be repaired and live a longer life. This has an impact not only on the health of our planet, but also on the consumer pockets. But finding planned obsolescence can often be very difficult and expensive. More expensive than replacing what's broken. There's both a lack of affordable repairing services and a lack of spare pieces, motivated by the greed of manufacturers. So we try to come up with a solution that a small contribution to a matter that we deeply care about. And our solution was to launch a restart and repair project at our library. We hold a restart party every month, once a month. A restart party is an appointment where trained volunteers help users repair their non-functional items. This is not a professional repair service, but a moment of horizontal circulation of knowledge. A mutual aid situation where community members generously make their expertise available and create a virtuous cycle of mutual help. Here are some concrete data about the impact of our parties. Since the start of our project, we held 15 events. We had almost 500 participants, and we worked on a total of 290 items. We repaired 225 of them. In terms of environmental impact, we saved 1,020 kilos of waste from landfills, and we prevented the emission of 9,550 kilos of CO2. That's like growing 159 tree seedlings for 10 years. Speaking of generated cost savings, we saved our community almost 80,000 euros. Yes, calculated by estimating the price of our replacement item or the cost of a commercial repair. But it is also important for us to emphasize that our parties have not only had a positive impact on the environment, but also on the health of our community itself, offering an occasion of conviviality and mutual help, where people can be together and take care of each other. This is the end result, but to get there, we had to some stop-off moments. We encountered some problems to deal with. Our main challenge has been able to create a safe environment for both volunteers and users. Managing the safety and responsibility aspect, both practically and bureaucratically, was definitely the most difficult thing. We solved it with the help of that once again came from the community. asking for help in management from an association in the area that had already dealt with similar initiatives. So what's next? Our long-term goals are definitely to make this repair party a permanent part of our library's offerings, continuing to offer it once a month. We would also like to export our model to other libraries, offering our experience as a guide to see more and more initiatives like this around. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was fantastic to see, and fantastic to see that you're going to keep going. Can I ask our last contributor, Maita from Dukruk, to join us and share their amazing healthcare solutions? Hello.
Okay. Hello, I'm Mike from Library de Krook, which is the public library of the city of Ghent, and I'm also involved in Common. Common is is a partnership between the Library of Ghent, the University of Ghent, and IMEC, which is a technology research center, and of course the city of Ghent, and we all house in the beautiful library building of Ghent that you see on the slide. We are a group, we are a collective of scientists, technologists, and creatives who work all on the same goal, to make Ghent an even better place to live in, with solutions supported by technology and all together with the citizens of Ghent. Maybe a little bit about the process we have. Our command process is based on the principles of design thinking. So it follows 5 phases. It's a step-by-step approach of gathering challenges, exploring problems, finding solutions, and experimenting. And in each step, Common, as a partnership of the library, the university, and IMEC, we foster learning possibilities of participants and employees who are involved. In theory, this looks very ordered as we librarians like it, but in reality, it's a mess. But it's a lot of creative fun. So the challenge, which was crowdsourced with the community, with the citizens of Ghent, was how can we make healthcare more understandable for everyone living in Ghent? That was our challenge to work on. And during 1.5 years, we collaborated with citizens, with experts by theory or experts by experience, with academics and so on, to move from challenge to a real solution. What did we do in all those phases? We organized a lot of activities, debates, philosophy cafes. We hosted a reading club. We made reading lists. We organized human libraries. All to provide context and stimulate critical thinking about the subject, about the theme. We had brainstorming sessions to develop new ideas. And we had we organized a makeathon with students who developed then rapid prototypes, so lean and mean prototypes as a possible solutions. And in the next phase, we organized microlabs where the prototypes were developed to really working prototypes, which were tested in experiment cafes, where citizens, visitors could get in touch with new technology. So it was a process of 1.5 years. At the end of it, we had 4 working prototypes. You only see 3 on the slide, but there were 4 working prototypes. We had Dolux, which was a smartwatch for monitoring pain levels. Ring Me, you see the man with the phone, is a phone bot for non-native speakers to prepare for a doctor's visit in their own language. We had Spectre, which is now called ExplainMed, which is an app that translates a medical report into understandable explanation, because it's really an issue to understand medical report you get, even if you're a native speaker. And there was Mia, which is a web tool to find customized psychological help. Of the prototypes, Spexters, which now ExplainMed, so to translate a medical report in a more understandable language, gained 125,000 euros from the Flemish government to do more research. And a local hospital is trying to find sources to invest in RingMe. So first it stops at a point at prototypes, but it's going on. Their smart startups are getting developed to develop the prototypes more. Maybe another fine result of the whole process we had is that the evaluation was really positive. So we started already a new one. So again, based on the principles of design thinking, a lot of phases, and now we're focusing on mobility issues. So the challenge now is how can we make moving through the city more enjoyable, so people walk and take a bike more instead of taking a car. What did we learn during our first process is it's really asked a lot of investments, not only in budget, but more in time. Working together takes more time. And there's a saying, when if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go further, go together. This really counts for a project like this. It's not always easy to keep people, participants and employees actively involved. That's you really have to have a good communication, a good one-on-one approach, a good network. One of the things we did, the first process took 1.5 years, and we shortened it, for example, to 1 year, just to keep the attention a little bit shorter. You have to manage expectations. We're not building startups. We just go to the prototyping phase and then it stops, but we can help people to find investors or something like that. But then first it stops there. So you have to be honest. What can you expect? What will we do? And what can't we do? And last but not least, it's very important to document the learning processes. We started with it. So if you're interested, on the website of Common, you can find a lot of documents. You can find a final report, but also all the scripts we use to organize the activities, you can find it. In English, only 3 of them, but with Google Translate, you can translate all the documents. But for example, you can find, if you want to organize a makeathon, what we did with students, you can find the script in English. It's all for free, it's community-based. We crowdsourced it, so you can use it. Take advantage of it. And maybe to end with, it's a quote of David Lenkes. It's a very known quote. Why are we doing this as a library? It's because a library is about building a community and offering them a relevant and open space. And that's exactly what we did with Common in trying to find solutions for a challenge that was crowdsourced with the community. So this is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much. You can find all the information on common.gent. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, all of you. I sit here and I rethink about the work that you did and how you managed with a very broad set of people. I feel quite proud. Thank you very much indeed for sharing your learnings. I really like that part at the end, Micah, regarding processes being long and libraries being spaces that really are about communities. That is the essence, indeed, of the Europe Challenge programme. Thank you all very much. I will think about the learnings you have shared and the processes, some of them unique and some of them specific to your context. I found that very interesting. I would like to thank very much the organisers of this conversation today. And I really hope that some of the words, some of our reflections inspire Thai audiences listening to this. And we are, of course, I suppose, all of us available to have further conversations if people would need more assistance, or indeed people can go to our websites and use Google Translate. Exactly. Thank you all very, very much for today, and I wish you wonderful more work with your communities in your library spaces. Thank you.